everybody, and welcome back to Thrasher's Ghetto Fab, and we're going to continue working on my 32 here. And last time, if you guys watched my video, was part 1 of the floors, and this come out pretty nice, the front floor pans and the tunnel. So, and I believe I said in that video that I was moving to the back, and I needed to make some places for the floor where the control arms with the top bars and the rear end could come through the floor. Well, let me show you what I got so far here. All right, so you can see rear end, that's the tires are, go to the outside of the car here. They're actually touching the car. So this is, rear end cannot go any deeper than this, or higher, I should say. So it's come through the floor. You can see how the pumpkin comes through. You also see how I cut too far and got that the control arms are going to hit there. And actually, they do not hit the floor. So I don't have to make any kind of recesses for those. So that was my screw up there, and I don't have any more 18 gauge, so I had to weld those pieces back in, and I'll clean that up, make that look a lot nicer. So my first plan of attack, or my first idea, was to use this piece here, and this is out of a Model A, and it fits in the floor where the rear spring, kind of comes up through. And I thought it'd be cool to use an old Ford piece. And I started to, make that fit, and it just wouldn't. With this curve here, so that it made it hard to make everything fit. So started with that. That wasn't going to work. So that was number 1 attempt. Number 2 attempt was this piece here. And although it looks fine, I don't think it looks bad. I wanted a more stamped look to the floor. And I went back and forth. I was just going to finish this and maybe tweak it up a little bit. And like I said, I think it would have been fine, but I didn't. I said I didn't care for it. So we tried number 3rd attempt here. Get this out of the way. And this is the 3rd attempt here, and that I like. And that is just seems to be the least amount intrusive inside the car. I am trying to still squeeze a back seat in here, even if it's just for looks. So it gives me the least amount of taking the least amount of space there. I also like the fact how it looks like it's stamped, which is the look I'm going for here. So I did make that on my English wheel, and I didn't video it because again, learning how to use the English wheel, and I didn't really know what I was doing and didn't know if it was going to work. But I can just kind of explain it real quick. What I did is just had a big piece of like 5 or 6 inch pipe and used a sledgehammer because I needed some kind of stump or something, or piece of wood hollowed out that I could form that in, rough form it. I didn't have it, so I started with the piece of pipe and just beat the shit up with my sledgehammer and made that kind of rough hump in there, and just worked it on the English wheel and kept working it back and forth until it smooths it out. It's actually a really amazing tool. Pretty happy with the fit. It's just sitting on there now, but we're going to get it fit a little bit better, and then we're going to I'll get it welded in here for you guys. So that'll be the first step of this rear floor.
watch out. I'm coming, you better watch out.
as we saw in the last clip there, I got this piece fitted here. Fits pretty nice, and pretty nice and tight. And go ahead and weld it in now. I'm gonna throw it on some fast forward here, get this done, get this completely weld hammered and cleaned up, polished as smooth as I can. Then I'm gonna go out and lay out the pattern for you. I think I got an idea how I could do this and somehow fit this in my bead roller. So get this done and then we'll move on to that. All right, guys, so I got the, as you saw there on that fast motion there, I got the bubble in here. I got it welded in, and I went ahead off camera and I hammered and ground and glued everything down. So it's pretty close and it's floor, so I just stopped right there. And that's pretty good. It's got a couple weird bubbles and stuff in it, obviously, so I'm just getting used to using that English wheel, so I think it'll serve the purpose that we wanted. So I went ahead and then I put this bead line in here. This is where the front part of the floor that I built in the first episode is going to sit on top of here and spot weld in. So that way it sits nice and flush and it gives a little bit of strength right there. So now I'm on to the back here. And if you can see on camera, there's these just kind of rough marker lines in blue. That's kind of the design I think I can do. I think I can fit that through my bead roller, make that work. And then the lines in red, you can see here and here and here is where it's going to sit onto the inside the car, onto the sub rails that I built a long time ago. So I want to make sure that I got room to fit my pattern in here. And this is, I'll probably do this off camera. It's going to take a lot of figuring to do this. So I'll get that laid out, and then I'll show you guys what I came up with before I start to bead roll this. Like I said, I laid out these the design of the bead roller here off camera because I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to do it because it's not centered. The tunnel is not centered, so I wanted to, I don't know exactly how I want to do it, but what I did is I made this side and this side the same width, which ends everything up in the back, which will offset the hump in the center and also the tunnel a little bit. But what I did is I did make this side here is a little wider. This triangle, or this shape here is a little bit wider, as you can see, than this one here. So it'll be the same width off the tunnel, but then it has a little length there. So I think it'll look fine. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. I don't know if I can do this by myself. Might need someone to give me a hand. So I'm gonna maybe start with one of the smaller ones, see how it rolls out. If I can't get it done, then I'll get someone here to give me a hand with it, and I'll get this up on camera for you.
This thing, right?
Right. Yeah, like, what's going on here, right? You can't believe someone would actually try to jam it together like that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the first things you taught me. If it ain't going together, something ain't right.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm gonna like squat down and like.
There's no way I do that.
No, knees wouldn't do it, huh?
Woo.
So what's going on with the lawyer, Mom? What's going on with the lawyer stuff? What's that?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet?
No. I just sent, more emails, and John Blakely said, don't get nervous, just be patient. He said you won't hear from them in periods of time, but they're doing their job. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's good advice. They don't do anything.
It just, you know, you'd like to, you know, be kept.
All right, guys, so you saw that last clip there. I was doing a bead rolling, and probably gonna go ahead and wrap this one up on this back panel before I move to the one last piece I got to do for the floor over the bell housing. So I did want to show you guys the finished piece here, and as you can see on that that clip, I had to grab my dad to support that for me. I couldn't do it myself. It was just it was too large a piece, and I said I was struggling the night before. I just said screw it and called him. He came over here and he gave me a hand. So let me show you the finished piece here before we wrap this up. And there it is, mounted back in the car. Just have a little tweaking to do before final spot welding, but pretty happy how it came out, and still fits pretty well, and I think it's going to work just fine for the floor. So with that, guys, just want to say thanks for watching. Thrasher's Ghetto Fab, and we'll see you next time.